Okay. So, how old is he? 7? You know, this Tulku reincarnation, you guys really have to be very careful here.
Sorry. I forgot to turn the sound off.
You know, most important is the children, the child, the Tulku. First of all, the glory day of Tulku, or the reincarnate lamas, is basically gone. Actually, glory day of any kind of religious, authority, religious icon, religious head, it's I think it's gone. And many times with a very good reason. I'm happy actually that such kind of phenomena is scrutinized, because it has actually, I don't know, lamas, Tulku, especially this whole Tulku phenomena have, and also of course the Tulkus in the past, and probably even now, many Tulkus have done a lot. They have contributed a lot. But all this Tulku business has also ruined the image of Buddhism. In many times, in many situations, and I think it's getting worse and worse. There's a lot of stories, you know that. Aside from that, I know you two. I'll be very blunt with you, okay? I know as a parent, you guys, because it's your child, and you see very, the way you look at your child, you are already, it's biased. To be very blunt, you see it in a different eyes, and then on top of that, even you think that that maybe he is somebody's reincarnation, and all these maybe creating a lot of stories in your head, which is understandable. And by the way, I'm not saying that your child is Tulku. I'm not saying that your child is Tulku or not. That one is beyond me. I don't even remember what I ate yesterday. So, there's no way for me to actually see who is Tulku or not, who is authentic Tulku or not. But aside from all of this, I think fundamentally parents, especially parents, and then so-called Labram, those who are supposedly taking care of the Tulku, the young Tulku, they really need to think something very fundamental, which is the life of this child. There's many ways to ruin a child's life. Yes, there's all these ways of, like being violent and, ignoring them and abusing them. We have plenty of stories like this. But there's other way too to ruin kids. And I see this happening especially with young, very young tulkus, with overly eager, disciples of the previous life or parents. Wow. What you are doing, there's so many things to think about. What you are doing is you are basically destroying this kid's privacy. You are putting him into some sort of a limelight, spotlight. Every photo you take, especially this kid on the throne with some light issuing from, from head. Every story you tell about how this kid is remembering that, this, dreams, everything you do, you really have to be careful. Because all this will be recorded. Many times you parents and the, loving people, you guys actually deliberately record this, right? And you guys distribute this everywhere, as something to show off. Wow. You know what this is going to do? This is going to, this kid is going to grow. Now, right now, your kid is very, sweet, cute, like almost any kid who clad with some sort of a brocade and put on a throne with some entourage, incense burning, trumpet blowing, all of that will create this atmosphere, and everybody's sort of inspired. Everybody talks about this, but this kid is going to grow. And if this kid grows good, under good guidance, good education, all of that is fine, then maybe it's good. But chances of, but even then, let's say even then, if he gets a good education and a good training, it's a human being, it's not a machine, The kid has emotion, kid has hormone, and the distractions, is everywhere. The kids, kid, and even if the kid, your kid, as he grows up, totally perfect, people's expectations. What you guys are doing is you guys are basically raising hope and imagination and assumption of other people, and that is the worst thing you can do to a kid. Because when the poor kid grow up, and when the poor kid, if he behaves okay, fine. When I say behave okay, I don't necessarily mean sitting on the throne, which is the case, right? Sitting on the throne like a statue. But how many hours can he sit? Anyway, most of the time nowadays, the Tulkus begin to do things. They begin to, things that contradicts to a lot of the imagination and the expectations and the assumptions that you guys have helped to paint when the kid is young. So please, you have to be really careful. You are basically ruining a kid's life. And not just that. Let's say your expectation is what? He sits on the throne. He sort of wears all the traditional garb. He gives all this, coached and basically constructed formula of teachings. You just, you force download on him, and then he regurgitate and spits this out. Okay, that may be what you are thinking. Now you have to think this. Okay, let's say he does all of that. By the time he become like about 20, he manages to do all of that. And because the way you brought him up is with all this, like praise and just, you think that you are giving him the best, the carpets, the room, the attendance, the endless attendance and all of that. But what you are doing is you are really making him immature. You are basically obstructing him to become emotionally immature. Like a lot of young people suffer these days. I don't know whether you have noticed. They all have this sense of entitlement. They don't appreciate other people. So basically, they don't know how to relate to, peers. So they have some sort of a very patronizing attitude towards those who they think is lower, and they have a jealousy and competitive and sort of very, there's no like respect and humility to those who are, I don't know, higher or greater or teachers. And because the Tukas showered with all sorts of gifts and the value for these things. I don't know whether the Turkus actually will, sort of appreciate this. So you have to be really careful. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit too late for you guys, but if I were you, I would not announce. You can keep. Okay, you may have a really amazing dream. Maybe the prediction or the recognition, description of your child's previous life, and all that may be perfect and really good, right? Perfect. But even then, I would, if I'm you, if I'm in your situation, I would not speak about it. I would hide all of this. Instead, right now, give all the spiritual training and the general education and the emotional sort of teachings related to emotional intelligence. You do that, and then the child will grow very sensitive, compassionate probably, understanding, humble, educated, confident. Then you take out from your suitcase, hey, this is the sort of the recognition letter I got it from so and so Lama. This child is so and so's reincarnation. Fantastic. By then the boy, the kid will know what to do. Better. Lot of parents I can see they're ruining their kid. And I really urge and supplicate and beg you guys not to do it. Please think of the kid's life. Wow. It's really painful, when, when there's like hundreds of eyes looking at you, expecting you to be somebody special as you grow. And then you are just a human being. You have all the ups and downs. And in fact, you are much worse than other human beings because you have been protected completely. So you don't know how to relate to anyone. Yeah. I don't think it's wise. That's it. That's an advice to you, two of your children.